Hey guys, I am back, but not with the book review. Today, I want to show you my zine collection. Now, what is a zine, you ask? A zine can be anything you want it to be. It is a piece of art, and there are many different zines. Typically, they're homemade, I guess, little homemade magazines, and you could do whatever you want with them. Horror movie reviews, book reviews. I've seen zines excuse me, turned into comics. Uh, yeah, anything you want a zine to be, or any topic, you probably can find one. They're like podcasts. You can find a podcast how to properly walk your dog. I'm sure you can find a zine to do the same. But anyway, um, they're independently published, and if you're into small press, it doesn't get much smaller press than this. So I'm just going to take you through some of my zines and show you what I have. First up is the Old Jail Museum. This is a little zine from the old jail in Jim Thorpe. You can go there, take a tour, and it talks about the Molly Maguires and some of the local haunts there at the jail. But pretty cool zine. Um, you know, 12 pages. Get through it really quick. This is, I fucking love that album. Just a small zine, and it has a bunch of different authors talking about an album that they like. And the reason I picked this up is because my buddy Freddie Unreal from the Turnbucklers wrote something in here, and he covered the Wipers Over the Edge. And I don't know who the Wipers are. I'll check them out. But if you look down at my videos, you'll see that I shot a music video for the Turnbucklers about 5 years ago. I don't know if they're still together. I know he's making music. I just don't know if that band is still together. Sad though, because I really liked them. In the Shadows. This is by Audrey J. Ross. I picked this up at the Scranton Zine Fest, and I paid like $8 for this. It's like glossy paper, and she puts her photography in here, and short, almost, well, they are like flash fiction pieces. Like some of these are less than 1,000 words, but she has added her photography in here. Usually there's like a website or something you can find the artist or the writer. I don't know if there's one in here, but yeah, check it out. Really interesting stuff. These three, I got 3 volumes from a writer on Etsy. I don't have his name, unfortunately. He did not put his name in these zines. He did write me a little note when I ordered 3 of them, and he actually gave me 2 for free because he said he was going to put out a book, which that was about a year and a half ago, so hopefully his writing career is kicking off. But this is The Lantern, and little volumes of this guy's short stories, and they're all pretty short. This particular one I got in my hand is 27 pages, and sometimes he'll do like a little fun illustration, which is always cool. But yeah, the short stories are okay. I haven't read these in a while, so I can't really give an in-depth review on them. But yeah, they're just 3 zines that I got, and like I said, hopefully the writer, hopefully his career is kicking off. This is a cool one I got from Etsy. This is from a guy named Steve Larder. He's from the UK, and he does this very, very small zine. And what he does is he does very short, I'm talking extremely short movie reviews, and he'll add like a little illustration. And I'm guessing that's his face because the character's face is the same throughout the whole zine. He'll just draw what's appropriate for the movie that he's doing. Like he's doing Hellraiser 2 Hellbound right there. And as you can see, he's got little pins coming out of his head. And then he'll write, like listening habits that he was listening to while writing the zine and doing the illustrations. That was a fun one. The Truth is Out There. And this is a zine about aliens, UFOs, and the unknown. Gives a little short Very truncated history of UFOs, um, and it includes artwork and submissions for short stories. There's a Loving the Alien playlist, and it's really cool. Just different art, different, and it's very small, very, not a lot of print. I mean, this isn't a history book or anything, but it's still pretty cool. I love the black and white photocopied images. This was a surprising one. Julia bought this for me. I was talking to Josh from Lunch Meat, and she was just off looking around at the Scranton Zine Fest, and there was this guy just sitting there selling a zine, and I think this was like $2 or something. I have the 33rd print of 101, and this guy just basically writes little snippets of his life and his thought. It's not really coherent. It's not a, a narrative story or anything. It's kind of like a memoir, but it's just little snippets of his life, and he adds his own photography and everything in here. And this is from Dan B. He is in New York, and this is issue 1. I don't know if Dan B. is continuing this Old Haunts zine, but I really appreciated just how he was forthright, very honest, very humble, and it seems like he had a lot of issues, like a rough life, and I really enjoyed this one. I was talking to Josh from Lunch Meat. If you haven't picked up Lunch Meat, I'm not sure how often he does the publications for that magazine, but that magazine basically focuses on reviews and interviews from, people who made the VHS tapes and stuff like that, the shot on video horror films, and they also cover like reviews of movies that haven't been released on DVD or Blu-ray yet, and they're still on VHS and stuff. And sometimes they just review VHS movies. But this was I Was a Teenage Videovore. This is by a filmmaker named Johnny Dickey. And Johnny Dickey got his start very early on. He was like 15 or 16 when he started making films. There's a picture of him on the back. But what he does is he goes through his VHS collection and he just reviews movies. And they are very short, very funny, very thoughtful. And coming from a filmmaker, I appreciate that. And he just goes on and on and on about really obscure movies. And it's just a very fun little zine. This is more of the same. It's Blood Video, Volume 2, VHS Reviews. You have interviews with film directors, cool little steal this tape, tons of steel, a supersized expose on the VHS exercise tape conspiracy to keep you fat. Anyway, that's there's just cool stuff like that in here. Johnny Dickey is in this one as well, and he's reviewing more movies. These are really fun. If you are a horror movie fan or anything, I mean, you would really dig this stuff. And this is Playgore. And this is from Hugh Gallagher, who published Draculina, I think back in the 80s. And Hugh has directed a few movies. And this little zine chronicles the making of those movies. And the movies are Gorgasm, Gorotica, and Gorehor. So if they sound like a fun Friday night to you, I would check this out. Yeah, this chronicles the making of those films. Now, I haven't read this yet because I haven't seen any of the films. And I really want to get my hands on them. So I do believe they're still available on VHS, actually. But yeah, this is intriguing. When I get to see these movies, I will definitely read this. I really want to get in there and read it. And it's pretty lengthy. It's 66 pages. But, I'm fascinated with the process of filmmaking and what others go through to make their films, because no matter what you think, it's not an easy Not an easy gig. But yeah, they just have some. I don't know if I could show all these because there's a lot of nudity in it. I don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, it's just really cool. Lots of text on the making of those films. Anyway, that is it. I have a lot of reading to do, so I hope you enjoyed this little break from book reviews. And yeah, that's just my zine collection. Do you like zines? Do you have zines? Do you want to talk about zines? If so, leave a comment, make your own video. I would love to see. We need to support small press, and like I said, this is as small as you get. And they're cheap. I think the most expensive zine in here was the Audrey J. Ross one, and that was like $8 or $9. So pick them up, support artists, support filmmakers, support writers, and that's all we could do. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye bye.